Hey everybody, this is Willie Jello Johnson from the Titus Podcast. Hey, do me a favor, you want to help us out? Go to the ChristopherTitus.com page. When you go buy something on Amazon, click through on the Amazon link. That gives us a little something to keep this podcast going. And if you want to get any comedy DVDs from the man Christopher Titus, the new one, Angry Pursuit of Happiness, is on the website right now with 40 extra minutes that was not on Comedy Central. And now with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus!
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And these are a bitch to write every week, these Armageddon Updates. It's a bitch to find an idea that inspires me to try to make you laugh or focus on something other than bills, taxes, war, disease, and the corporate raping of our badass country. As a matter of fact, sorry to make you think about all that again. In the face of that, I try to find inspiration. And it's crazy what good inspiration can do, especially when you consider the fact that it's not even real. Yeah, inspiration, really? Try to pick it up. Show me inspiration. Get me a pound of inspiration, and I'll show you a pound of cocaine. But that's not inspiration, although some great music was made with it. See, I mean that one idea that makes you drag your ass out of bed at 5 a.m. on a Sunday. That thought or belief or future you chase that makes you look insane to other people. It's an intangible, shapeless, and transparent. Remember that first time you got inspired? I do. I had stolen a Playboy from a pile in my dad's closet. Just page after page of big bush 70s women. And I was inspired from that day to wear deodorant and decrust myself so that one day I could experience the bushy, majestic wonderland of mystery. That was a base-level inspiration. The second time I was inspired was by Mr. Hoffert, my government teacher, when I was a junior. He let me debate and encourage us to talk shit, which was even better. If two of us in class had different ideas, he would let us argue until I got to name-calling, and I was inspired to give my opinion. And it was okay. My opinion was good. I've also learned that giving my opinion can piss people off, lose friends, and or television shows. Yeah, never give your opinion to a network president, no matter how inspired you are. So I want to thank all of you that inspired me, because without inspiration, we are just machines that eat, sleep, and poop. So to all of those who made me better, Robin, Carlin, Carvey, Cosby, who inspired me to not rape people, to Dad, who inspired me through insults and negativity. That's right, inspiration is not always Gandhi's rainbows out your fuzzy butt. Sometimes inspiration comes in the form of having to prove to someone you are not a loser who should just get a job as a ditch digger because you're so stupid you don't know your head from your ass. Why don't you love me, Daddy? Listen, I'll show you who's a loser. And I was inspired to shove my dad's opinion of me deep into his own anus. Thank you for all the negative inspiration. The club owners who said I wasn't funny, the comics who talk shit, and the little voice in my head that still thinks I suck. Thank you for inspiring me to show you how wrong you were and are. If you aren't inspired in life, and you are waiting for something to inspire you, then you're screwed. You actually need to get inspired to get inspired. Think of your stupidest dream. The one that when you think of it, it scares you. Then dream that makes you giddy and sweaty. That dream. I just read over 100 quotes about inspiration. You know what they all boil down to? Fuck it. Go for it. All you can do is fail. And if you're afraid to go for your dream, then you've already failed. But every step you take towards your dream is a little success, a little win. If you do that, you won't need inspiration. You will be inspiration. Or people will just think you're nuts. And I'm okay with either. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update.
This episode brought to you by Harry's, harrys.com. Use promo code Titus to save $5 off of your first order.
Hey, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. Good morning. Hope you're inspired. I'm in a weird mood today. I am inspired and uninspired at the exact same time. We got some amazing news yesterday that's phenomenal that you guys all want to hear about, and we'll start off with that, and then we'll get to why I'm uninspired. And I have to figure out how to inspire somebody. That's what I'm pissed off right now. I now have to figure out how to inspire somebody.
You have to figure out.
Right. How to inspire somebody else.
I feel like this is going to end up being another intervention for you.
Yo, man. You loud, but you ain't inspiring, you know?
No, I was more frightened.
Oh, by the way, with me, as always, is the beautiful Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
And the lovely Willie Jello Johnson.
What's up, people? How you feeling? You gonna bring a fetus? Yo, fetus.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's fetus in the background.
The bushy, majestic wonderland of mystery. I heard nothing after that.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
That's a callback. That's like a 3-year callback.
It is a 3-year callback. Okay, so yesterday
amazing news.
I went to the doctor for chemo with Bombshell.
Yeah, wait, you didn't go to the doctor for chemo. You went with your mother because your mother had chemo.
Yeah, but everybody knows I'm not having chemo.
Thanks for
clarifying.
Not someone who's downloading the first podcast.
McPickerstein.
I'm sorry. Fetus, do we have new people that may be listening and may hear that Rachel's getting chemo the way she said that?
Side. Don't you dare. I will
Yo, man,
cut
I went
you.
to her, man. Don't just say they gonna know she don't need no chemo because
don't say anything.
Because your life will be living hell. He don't matter, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate. Thanks for the respect from all my crew.
Way to stump Fetus. By
I know
the way.
he was smart enough to, by the way, say nothing. Actually, that was smart. That was a good way to not piss anybody off.
I took my mother to chemo.
Right.
As I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the chemo shuttle bus every Tuesday morning.
You're a chemo Uber. Chemo.
Hop aboard. If do you need chemo, call Bombshell Rae.
Call Cancer Uber.
Also, attorney at law. So we got the results of her first scan back.
Oh, damn. How long has it been now?
A couple months?
2 months. She started on St. Patrick's Day. March 17th.
Really? She started chemo on St. Patrick's
with
Day?
With him. She started at the Costco of Death.
That's great.
A month prior. But so just to clarify, everybody had told her 4 months to live around January for up to 12 months. This guy...
and she was going to get weaker and worse every month.
Until she just couldn't tolerate it and then she'd die.
Right.
So, and this guy, we've met a lot of survivors. One of the survivors she met had her first scan, and she told Mom that it was exactly the same as 3 months prior, which was huge. It's because this cancer is so rapidly growing that we were hoping for no change, at least.
Keep dragging the story out. Keep.
I just want people to understand that this isn't something that happens.
No,
this is crazy.
No, as a matter of fact, that every time you tell someone pancreatic cancer, they just look at you and they go, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
You're kind of being a dick wingle today a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making the...
I don't think that word ever gonna make the street, dick wingle. Yo, man, quit being such a dip wingle, motherfucker. You're a motherfucking dick wingle.
Well, you make it sound cool.
Yeah, you do, actually. Actually, if you call me that, I would start saying it just because I got that white thing where I want to be cool.
I'm sorry for making the mom is going to live story dramatic. Let me shorten it up. So we got the results of the scan back, and the tumor in her pancreas has decreased by over half, by over 50%. It was 4.8 centimeters. It's now 2.2. And the metastasis on her liver,
lesions.
There were 5.
5 lesions on her liver.
Which are basically small tumors. Those were all able to be measured over a centimeter. They weren't huge, but they were about a centimeter.
That's still pretty big for on your liver. That's pretty big. 5
of them, they are now present but immeasurable. They are sub-centimeter spots now that are immeasurable.
Oh, damn, man. Will you guys get someone from Hogwarts running this, man? By the way, I've been reading them books since damn Fetus got me into it.
You've been reading Harry Potter?
Hell yeah. I saw the movies. The movies are cool, but you know what's weird about them books? Like, I ain't a big reader anyway, but you pick something up, all of a sudden you get sucked in. So is this Dr. Magician? That's what I'm saying, man. Did he get on like the train 9, at the thing 9 3/4? Did he get there, man?
I think so. You know what he said yesterday?
He's kind of quirky though. He's kind of weird.
He's very quirky.
Geniuses usually are. Look how quirky I am.
When my mom hugged him and was like clinging to him and was crying and saying thank you, he pulled away and he had tears in his eyes. And I was like, oh, you're not just like crazy. You care, you know? But he was saying yesterday, you know how he testified against that chemo drug company,
right?
That class action and everything. Well, he was saying yesterday that when he was a fellow, he liked to mess around a lot. And he did laboratory studies to prove how ineffective that chemo drug was. And this was like in the 70s.
Right.
And
just as like a side project?
He proved that giving patients morphine, prednisone, and ice cream, that they would live longer than the FDA-approved chemo
Gemsar
for pancreatic cancer.
Man, I would love to be on the
and they were happier.
The ice cream cancer thing. This ice cream thing. I'm on ice cream therapy right now. How's it going? I'm dying slowly, but I'm happy. I'm dying slow, but I'm so much happier dying. You know, I'm on a chunky monkey drip right now into my veins, and think I'm going to try a cookie dough later. It's a lot harder to get through the tube, but it's pretty good. I feel pretty good. I'm amped all the time.
But I kind of thought, who are you practicing on?
Yeah, right. Yeah, who do you give ice cream to?
And
Hey,
who agreed to that?
Yeah, right. Who's going to take the ice cream therapy?
Right?
Don't give me the FDA-approved chemo drug. I'll take the morphine and ice cream.
Well, I tell you what, if he sat down across from me and went, listen, the FDA-approved drug, I can't give you anything else by law. It doesn't work, and you're going to die in pain and horror, or I can give you the FDA-approved Neapolitan ice cream. And you're gonna
You're not gonna be in any pain because you're on morphine.
Yeah, morphine and ice cream, and you're going to live about as long, but no pain.
Longer.
He said longer.
Longer.
Oh, because the chemo shortens your life a little bit by just tearing your system to shit. Wow, that's crazy. So, guys, quick thing: Bombshell is half cured. Well, half cured. She's got less cancer. She still has cancer, but she has much less cancer.
We are committed to her full health and like no cancer present.
So if anybody has anybody in their family, friendship, in their circle that has pancreatic cancer or is diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, there is a badass doctor at UCLA Medical Center called Dr. Isaacoff, and he's a pancreatic specialist. And if you have anybody who knows, hear about anybody in the future, look him up because the dude's a badass. Mm-hmm. That's great. So that inspires me. See, when I go back to inspiration, that inspires me. I'm like, wow, this dude. I like that he stood up against these billion-dollar drug companies too. It didn't really work. That's the sad thing. You know, you can be on the side of right, and that's why we need inspiration, because you can be on the side of right and still get body slammed.
Oh, you should try to be black, man. Yeah. You know, you could be on the side of white all the time.
I said right.
That's what I said. You could be on the side of white all the time, but still what's going to happen? You're going to get slammed down.
You know, you're oddly racist today.
No, I'm exactly racist as I always am.
That's
right. A good point. That's a valid point.
So I'm just saying that, man, like you stand up for justice, stand for justice, but eventually the machine will just mow you down. So I think you're right, man. You do need to keep, that's why people got to go to church and sing and put their hand in the air and wave like they just don't care.
And if you like fish and grits and all that pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
You're pretty good at that. You should just get an album.
Oh, they're dropping some beats I'll be dropping some beats in about 6 months.
I thought you were going to do a Willie Slow Jams.
Yeah, we got to do that. We'll do that. We'll do a Willie Slow Jam.
You're going to do it with him, the two of you?
I'll work on my garage band and get him some music. I'll figure it out. I'm not going to do it. He can do it.
Yeah, that's right. You ain't gonna do it. I'm a solo artist, and I don't have I have no face-to-face Alabaster Heroes on my album.
By the way, that's the name of my band. Can I have that? Alabaster Heroes? We're the Alabaster Heroes.
All right,
Fetus, you in on that?
I'm so in.
Yeah, you're so in. You're actually in the band automatically just by your color.
Actually, I was thinking Zach
Oh,
Ward.
me, Zach,
He's
and
so
Fetus.
Alabaster.
The Alabaster Hero.
Can I be in?
Songs like "Mom Cut My Sandwich in Thirds."
I want to be with Willie though.
Yeah, Willie's gonna have a much better band than us.
Mom cut the crust off.
Mom
my
cut
sandwich.
the crust off my sandwich. That's one of our songs.
That was huge.
Dad always came home at 5:30.
I actually have one that I wrote.
Man, just Dad. You could just say Dad always came home and cut it there.
That's
you could
racist.
just say I have a dad.
Yeah. Oh, that's harsh right there. Wow, you took my racism and took it to a whole new level.
You actually did. You actually took what he said.
How do you know I was talking about you? Maybe my father wasn't present.
No. That's not. See that you see.
He's not. He's not very present.
That's true. He ain't present. I know what we heard all the time about your dad, but I'm just saying at least you know where he be.
My home
At
perm.
one point.
My home perm only took on the left side.
Yeah.
Left side. That's one that I wrote.
Yeah, but that's
actually.
how you going. You're saying you gonna black it up just a tad.
Yeah, we're gonna throw a little I'm gonna say faux shizzle a couple of times, but I'm gonna say it like that, faux shizzle. Yeah, the Alabaster.
Throw it up.
Alabaster Heroes. Look for our new album.
My home perm didn't take on the right side.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
still
seen a picture of it. It is crazy. That pot scrubber. You called it a pot scrubber.
They
That's what it
still
looks
sent
like.
me to school. I don't know why.
So you could be inspired negatively. So you could be like, I will never get.
I'll
my
tell
hair
you
done
this,
like
and actually
again.
thank you for reminding me of the whole thing, my takeaway from the Armageddon update. Inspired negatively, which is actually your specialty in
Yep.
this world. Negative and the anti-inspiration. Anti-Gandhi. All those things that you listed were not inspiration when you were like, it was, I'll show you.
Yeah, but that's what I because I tried to analyze.
Inspiration is...
Okay, so I was sitting. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out how I got where I got. I have no education, really. I got D's and F's all through school. I barely graduated. In fact, they made me go to summer school after graduations so I could get my credits to graduate. But now I have a Writers Guild nomination, and I've done what I've done with comedy. I've got 7 specials, and I run a business, and I have an amazing woman. Like there is no way that I should be as successful as I am.
You got that right, man. He correcting that. There is no way we're doing. Just knowing him, I know that.
Thank you very much. I started the podcast and I bought the equipment, so you need to back off.
Oh, that's a good point. I got nothing invested. I just sit here and blah blah. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be irritated. I'm irritated.
Oh, I don't care if you're irritated. That's my job. Ain't that my job?
That's your job.
Great. I didn't know you guys had worked that out.
I just like to watch it unfold. Can you? Okay, but get to your point. I'm waiting for this brilliant point.
So I was trying to think, what was I inspired? There's a couple places I was actually inspired, where I actually stood up, because being inspired negatively only works so long. Like, it got me to stuff it up my dad's ass, but once I did that, where do I go after that? Hello, who is that? Ooh, that's my old attorney. I'm not going to pick it up.
So I would say that you spent your life doing the "I'll show you."
Yes,
which is not exactly like. I mean, it certainly works, like I'll show. I mean, honestly, I've learned a little "I'll show you" with comedy.
Yeah, but I show you also get you tased in an alley in Baltimore too. You say, "I'll show you, officer." Yeah, bzz, and you do that.
It doesn't make you the most pleasant person to be around. I will say that. The person that's always like, "I'll show you," right. And they're very competitive. Like everything is a competition.
I mean, it's competitive. It's defensive. It's like even worse. Competitive. I can get that person. Like you see those guys in boxing rings, competitive, and they and their buddies. At the end of me, like going up against somebody and trying, "I'll show you." There's no other side to it. There's no, "Hey, it was a good competition. We give it our best, and we came out how it came out." And I'm like, I showed you. I'm a dick about it. I've learned, so that's where I got. That's where I got to where I got. But then that's really empty, because I got there and I was still incredibly unhappy, and the little voice in my head still told me I was an idiot. So I took this course called the Landmark Forum. I understood that I don't have to be that guy. I was operating in my past. So now when I get inspired, I just find you can do it every day. You just got to look for inspiration all the time. Can't you just take it from anywhere, really? In the doctor's office, you were inspired.
You know what, though? I would say that I am not inspired by the test results. When you say inspired and I thought about the doctor's office, I instantly thought of watching my mother fight and never complaining one time. Not one time,
You
ever.
say that all the time, right?
She never complains, and I have seen her in the most horrible, miserable pain and situations, unable to eat, whatever, never complains. I watch those people come in and fill in those chemo chairs every week from all walks of life, people on feeding tubes, people that weigh 95 pounds, and I am inspired by that. Like, that to me is pure inspiration, and I think that it has something to do with going outside of yourself and helping other people and seeing what the world is really like. Like, you're not inspired if you stay inside of your own little world and your own little bubble and you're kind of pissed off about it. Blah, blah, my life's so hard.
Yeah, that's driving Miss Daisy right there.
Right. Like, you go outside of yourself and actually talk to people and engage, and you just see the struggle that people have in this life and stuff, and that's inspiring to me.
Inspiring is that they get through it. Like, there's a lot of
they fight.
It's amazing to me that what your mom's going through. There's a lot of give up in it. And no one would go. They would go, "You're wrong." They would go, "I understand," because it's horrible. I mean, she got the sores in her mouth, basically because of the chemo, and it's just it's brutal. But I mean, like everything, like when you see even kids, man, like kids will just do something without thinking about it, and they do it, and they just do it, and they didn't do a big, like adults do this thing where, "Oh, I might get hurt, I might do this." Kids just jump in and do it, and I think you got to look for inspiration all the time. Fetus, man, Fetus is editing. Fetus is doing editing the stuff we're doing, and he's whatever we say about Fetus on the air, this dude works his ass off, and when he gets it, like I'll say, "I want it this way," and he does it the way I want it, plus 10%.
Well, the funny thing about Fetus is when we were in Ontario a couple weeks ago, he and I were talking in the green room, and he started to say, "Well, maybe if I," and he said his dream. I'm not going to share your dream, but, and he didn't want to say it. It made him really uncomfortable, and I said, "Say it, and say it like this is my future. I'm going to have this by, this time or whatever," and it really freaked him out. He said, "That's that's cocky. That's being like it's too much pride. And I said, no,
that's being a rapper, man. You talk, you just gotta say be a G6, blah blah blah. That's just being.
You're creating your future with your speech. And he said, but it scares me. And I said, then it's perfect. If it scares the crap out of you, that's exactly the dream that you should be reaching for.
Eleanor Roosevelt said that you should do one thing every day that scares you.
Unless it involves a weapon and an innocent bystander.
Oh yeah, or something being inserted into you.
There should be no insertion.
Nope, and no bullets.
In the daily inspirational thing that scares you. You should keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
With your daily inspiration.
But the thing is, we don't spend any time. I was thinking this started because I was really looking for what do I write about, because we missed last week. We left town early and we missed last week, and I was really thinking, what do I write about? What do I talk about? And I need some inspiration. I thought, well, where would I get inspiration? I started thinking about that. We forget the people that inspired us. A lot of times, the human nature is to get inspired, get it done, and forget the people that drove you to it. Do you know what I mean? You go, and I did that myself.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I look back at, like, Dana Carvey taking some time sitting down with me after my show. He watched my entire show, and at the time he was Dana Carvey. He didn't have to watch it. And he sat down and he gave me really serious notes that pissed me off and scared me, because I thought, oh, wow, I'm never going to be good at this. To watch Robin Williams do that, to watch Robin Williams go just crazy, do character to character and change the voice in a second, that inspired me. Oh, I can do that. Carlin, just the writing, you go, like, and Patton does it too, Patton Oswalt. I have to write better every time I hear those guys, because they inspire me to write better. You realize the bar's been set. And I think in life there's a lot of people that don't look for the bar setters. You gotta, whatever you want to do, people in life, whatever your dream is, look for the best person at that and start reading everything you can about them. Or if they're local, talk to them.
But I think it does. I think the key is to get out of your own world.
Yeah.
Go see better people. Go, like, whatever. You have to engage and not just do your 9 to 5 and go home and lock yourself in and watch TV or play video games. You got to get out in the world. And I actually just thought of the last time I was, like, really, like, lit up was when we went and saw Springsteen that night, and Patty did not come.
Right.
And he did that 3-hour show, and he was swinging around the microphone pole that was mounted to the stage like a stripper. That was very inspiring. That part particularly for me.
Okay, listen, just because I'm not talking about
that.
Drooling or what happened.
But I remember watching
in your nether regions.
My nether regions tickled. But I do remember.
Oh, yeah. There we go. See, sometimes I just sit back and listen, and eventually we get to something that interests me. Now I'm inspired. Let me just tell you that.
Thank you.
Your
See,
nether
that's what
regions were tickled. Now I'm inspired.
Remember, no insertion.
I am too, frankly.
No insertion.
Or bullets, you said.
No, or
weapons. Or weapons, right.
But I remember watching him and just thinking, it's like people watch people of that caliber and they think, oh, I could never be like that. He's Bruce Springsteen, but he was once not Bruce Springsteen. He was just like
16-year-old
this
kid learning to play guitar.
Yeah, that was terrible and not that great looking when he was younger.
From a bad family too. Right. His family, not a bad family, but his family was rough. They lived in Jersey.
I was really inspired by his passion and how much fun he was having. It was the fun and the freedom that he had, and I just thought, for me, I don't even want to be a musician, but for me, for comedy, it inspired me, where I was just thought, wow, like, that's how you live life. That's
the first time we saw him live, and he said, I got to ask him, and I still say it. Whenever I'm on stage and I get some inspiration will keep you going. I will say sometimes, man, I don't know the show tonight. And then Springsteen said to me once, I said, how do you do that? How do you do what you just described, 3 hours like that? And he said, man, I don't know how to do it any other way. So whenever I get grumpy about my show, I don't want to do this show. I'm going to do too many shows this week. I was going, man, you don't know how to do it any other way. Full out, balls to the wall.
But you can't fake that joy that he had. It wasn't just him being really great at it. He loved it.
Right. So the problem I see right now is that no one is inspired to get inspired. A lot of people have ideas what they want to do, and we become this self-centered society. Nobody wants to go. No one actually believes they can do something great. Everybody wants to be a Kardashian. Everybody wants to be that. And reality television has made it so that, you don't have to have any talent. You can literally just be an asshole and you can be famous. That's pretty much what a lot of people think.
Mm-hmm.
The reality shows I get pitched to just by people out. I get this reality show. I work in a store. We sell organic milk. It's crazy. And I go, what's the show? Well, you guys just film us at our organic milk store. We argue back and forth all the time. And my manager, he's such a douchebag, and I'm so funny. And okay, what's the show? I get that all the time. You should pitch it, Titus. You could produce it.
Yeah, people just gonna let you produce. That's nice of them to do that, man. Hey, take all this time, use all your connections and time you spend, and make me famous. You could produce me being famous.
Exactly. Thank you. That's the clearest I've heard it. That's what I meant without being so sarcastic. Yes. So you have to get so inspired. What do you ever want to do? Like, what do you like? I worry about you a little bit because you want to get the next level agent, this like that, and you don't go after that. You actually work on your comedy, but you're not going after an agent or anything. So how do you see? You're not inspired to do that.
I have not been inspired to go after a new agent since I lost my last one, quit being an agent, and I realized that.
What did you do?
No, I didn't do it.
I don't think it was her fault.
She finally decided to live with her husband, who lived in San Diego, and so she left, and they actually closed that department of my agency and whatever. But I kind of felt like everybody in LA is throwing themselves at agents and like, please like me, please. And I thought, I want to have something to back that up. I'd like to have this comedy special. I'd like to have where people are like, who's on the phone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not just another submission where they're like, oh God.
Yeah, another great-looking girl that we get from all over the country.
Yeah,
that
we're
just
sure
roll
you're
into
funny.
LA. Yeah.
Sure, you're funny. Yeah. My agent, Patrina, that I had the last one, she told me, she said, you know how impossible it is for me to submit you for comedy? Because nobody buys it. Nobody will believe it. And she said, I have to sometimes they just say no, and sometimes I just have to beg them if I know them. Like, come on, just give her a shot. Right. But they don't want to.
Well, it's hard. Look, even as a dude, man, you gotta see. You see women, man. Especially pretty girls. You ain't funny, man. Ain't no way you're funny. You're sexy. By the way, it's good enough. You don't need to be funny. Look at them legs. That's all. See, that's what you gotta say.
You're so sexist. You're sexist
you really are,
and
dude.
Racist.
You are.
I like to call myself racy and sexy, but okay.
No, you're
racist
not
and
either.
sexist. It's not. It's different. It's different. So remember the people that inspire you. Look around for the people that inspire you. You spend a lot of time on the negative, man. And I think we just I got to remember Mr. Hofford, Mr. Bryant too, man. Mr. Bryant was like one of the best creative writing guys. Without him, I never would have. I would get these horrible. I'd get all my other classes D's and F. I go to creative writing, and because he was such a good teacher, I would start come up with these stories, and he would let me go. Write anything you want. Go ahead. He'd give me and he would let me go as far as I wanted to go. And with the life I was living with my dad and my mom being crazy, some of it was like, really? I mean, everyone else is turning in. There was this one girl named September in school, and it was September. September was that kid that got straight A's from the time she was a fetus. Like preschool, she did extra credit. That's how crazy she was. And one time, I think it was the third time of the year, I had to borrow a pencil because I was that kid. I never had a pencil, and I'm a high school guy. I never had a pencil. And she just goes, "You know what you need to do, Christopher?" She called me Christopher. You need to actually figure out your life and bring your own pencils to class. I'm like, we're in 11th grade. What is your deal? You should be talking like that. She knew she was going to. She's probably. I'm hoping September is 300 pounds and has 7 kids right now.
She's probably works.
She's Carly Fiorina, really.
She's probably a multi-millionaire. She's probably in Silicon Valley still. She works at Apple. She's a developer or whatever. Because September remembered pencils.
Right. And so here's why I'm uninspired.
Oh my gosh!
What? We got back to pencils in school, didn't we? Now we've brought it full circle.
Oh man, you're gonna do this? You gonna bring this up today?
I came in with it. I'm gonna bring it up. I have a kid, and I have 2 kids. One kid right now is a student. She's actually on a trip in D.C., and she's 10 days on her own with her class, which is just weirding me out a little bit, but it's okay. Inspired that she is competent enough to do it. I have another kid who's 11, and we found out he's been lying to me. He's been lying. He has been lying about his work in school. He's been lying about his behavior in school. He's been lying about his assignments in school. And we're on it. We're pretty on it, me and Bombshell. And it's weird. I don't know. I think it's just getting even because I was that kid. I think I'm getting with, but I don't know. I'm uninspired because whatever I'm doing isn't working. So inspire me. How do I fix this?
Well, you remember that lady on Baltimore, the riots?
Yeah, I was just
beat the hell out of her boy. Maybe you need to go beat the hell out your boy.
You need to go.
No, I know. First of all, just
hard pipe hitting. Ving Rhames style,
That movie is incredible, man.
I'm
gonna get some hard pipe hitting Negroes. See, it makes me uncomfortable to say that damn word unless I'm in
Thank you.
an unmixed company. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yes, we do know what you're saying. Thank you. When you're not around white people.
Thank you. Thanks for clearing that up.
I don't know. I know you don't talk about me like that.
Like what?
I don't know. You always tell me that black people have white people jokes. You said that
So
in
I have
your
a question.
special.
I have a question for you. I know you black people do have white people joke, but they never tell white people.
Because last time we pissed y'all off, we was enslaved for 400 years, or we got shot in the street by some police officer, or accidentally broke our neck by ourselves in the back of a van. So maybe we don't want to piss you off no more.
Okay, that's valid.
Good.
That's a totally valid point.
That's a good point.
So let me ask you this: because I had to think, when in my life have I been inspired? It's all been negative. It's all been negative except for some of the creative writing, the forum, and the TV show. There's been moments on stage I'm inspired to get better. But what inspired? Why are you doing comedy now? Like you went through a drug phase, and then you took this hard turn and started working for companies and became very successful. And what happened? You almost died. You got inspired by your friends.
Why did I quit
You got to tell this.
partying?
Have you told this story about your friends rolling you up in a carpet and cleaning you?
I think like in the very first handful of podcasts that we talked about this.
This would make me stop everything. This would make me stop. So you go with your friends. You get extreme.
This has nothing to do with inspiration.
It does, because you changed your life after it. That's what I'm saying. You saw the light on the other side of it. So tell me. I want to hear this story.
I went out to partay as per usual. I had
Get your nether reasons tickled?
no, I did not. I was not. I just was a straight. Like I was still raised by a Marine and trying to party and do drugs. So I had this weird limit
Right.
of integrity. Like, don't touch me, don't mess with me. I'm just here to be high and nobody talk to me. Like
We will be high, and that's all that will happen. There will be no sexual relations. I will continue to be this high until I am not high anymore. Then maybe we'll talk about it when I am dead sober. But until then, leave me alone. I am high.
Like, I'm the one that was talking other people out of their hallucinations. I would sit and explain.
explain that.
I would sit and explain to my friend Beth. Like, she would see, oh my God, there's a cowboy riding across the living room. And I would go, it's actually not a cowboy. Like, it's not even close to a cowboy. First of all, what you're seeing is, see that compact of that CD sitting there on the floor? The light from the strobe is reflecting off of that, and it's casting shadows because people are walking around. And what you're seeing is the differentiation in light and dark. And that's what's happening. It's not a cowboy.
Wow, you are so not fun to be around
So
when
fun.
you're high.
So fun. Even on drugs, I was a nerd, Titus. Even
That's
on
the worst.
So anyway,
We're both. I'm having an acid trip right now, but I know it's just the tracers of the light refracting through the parts of the particles in my brain that are being reacted by the drug that I've ingested.
but turn on.
Anybody want a Coke?
Turn on some house music.
Yeah.
And, mama gonna cut loose. So anyway, I had a group of drug buddies that I always hung out with, and this was around the time that GHB had started to become popular.
Oh, the date rape drug.
The date rape drug.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah, dude. Well, that was pretty quick.
As I say on stage, I date raped myself, which is not at all sexy, but I was asking for it. And I think I was on pills and probably rolling, and I was drinking, and then so this guy that I was dating had GHB. It was in liquid form, and he gave me some, like a drop. You do drops, and everybody.
Yeah, of course. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Everybody
You
was.
got a lot of drug knowledge that I don't even understand.
This was forever ago. This was in many, many eras ago. So nothing happened. I also had the Marines Constitution, and I was like, nothing. So everybody.
This drug is not effective to me. It is not the purest form you could get. If you're going to bring me a drug, sir, you bring me a quality drug. Thank you. If I want to get high, I want to get really high. I don't even have a buzz. Thank you. Who wants a Coke?
Why does he keep wanting people to have a Coke? Fetus doesn't know either.
It's just one of those weird innocuous things.
So at least he's not doing the German guy as the military guy, although that would be fun. Hitler.
You guys love him. I have to use him sparingly.
We love him.
Oh, that voice scared me, man. Some of my DNA, man. Every time you do that in the German voice, I go, hey.
I love that.
Yeah, okay, well.
Anyway, so everybody's really messed up, and so the guy takes me out, gives me more. This happens like 4 or 5 times, nothing. Everyone is wasted off of a few drops. I've now had like dropperfuls, 5 dropperfuls or something, and nothing.
Wow.
So we're now in the bottom floor of this club in Shreveport, Louisiana, and he takes the rest of what he has, dumps it in a shot glass, and slides it across the table to me. And I was a brilliant.
He wanted to rape you.
Actually, because he's the one that ended up taking care of me. Or as you say, it's something different.
As far as you know, you weren't raped.
What? So,
Yo, that's not the first time I heard that sentence.
no, I did the rape kit. And
Did you really?
No.
Oh, God, I was going to say, wow.
Yeah.
Those are good friends.
I kept them underneath my bathroom sink next to the pregnancy
You guys
test.
are my best friends, but let me get the rape kit.
Did it every night.
I will get this rape
every
kit.
night.
I will check my nether regions. And if I have been raped, there will be trouble. If I have not, we will all have a Coke.
Okay, I was waiting for the bring it home, cowboy. So anyway,
It is
I
not a
drank
cowboy. It is light refracted off a CD.
I was fine. And about, I don't know, I went upstairs and started dancing. And about 45 minutes later, I was like, gosh, this sucks. Everybody's having fun. And it always happened like this. And it didn't really affect me. And I was like, shit. And I started talking to these people. And I realized that I was having this full conversation with total strangers. I had no idea who they were. And I remember thinking, uh-oh. And then the next thing I knew, it happened like that fast. I thought, holy crap, I have to throw up and I have to pee. And so I start heading for the stairs because I'm upstairs and it's a nightclub, but there's only 2 holes downstairs.
Oh damn, man! This is you actually feel yourself getting so high, feel it coming on, you're gonna puke, and you got to negotiate stairs and get to the bathroom.
It's like a broken staircase.
Oh, this is gonna be a good story.
That I think I roughly went down like a bowling ball and took out several people at the bottom.
You fell? You actually fell?
I was in like these platform boots, and I just remember that my heel, I did one of those boom, 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 with your heels, because there were so many people. And knocked some people, like stumbled into the bathroom. Luckily, it was open because there were only 2 stalls. I get in there, and my whole plan was I was going to do like that drip flip, like that girls do, where you got to throw up and you got to pee. So you pee first, and then you're just going to flip over, and you're going to throw up, And it didn't happen. It happened more of simultaneously, and that's the last thing I remember.
Wow.
And I woke up.
Did either liquid make it into the toilet bowl?
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is embarrassing now. This story just got this made. Oh.
I don't know.
I just want to say,
I'm with you.
And I guess at that point I went into a coma. I remember.
I guess at that point I went into a coma. Wow.
I remember a flash. I had collapsed over the toilet. It was tiny, tiny little stall. What had happened was obviously
it's one of those horrible nightclub stalls that you basically can't do anything in.
And girls started lining up because it's a nightclub. They need to go to the bathroom. Well, old cool chick over here.
You've turned it into a studio apartment, frankly.
And so they're bitching. They're freaking out. They've gotten management. My friends at this point are looking for me, and they're upstairs dancing. And
they're dancing? They're dance looking for you?
Because
hey, anybody seen Rachel? What's going on, man? This music is great. I'm going to dance over there. Look for Rachel.
So
it's like a dance search party.
That's pretty much how high people look for their friends.
And now, search dance party.
So they went nowhere to look for me, except they wondered to themselves. And so I guess at some point they caught wind that some girl had passed out in the bathroom and was blocking off the bathroom. And then they at some point maybe put 2 and 2 together. I don't know. So my only memory.
So they danced down to the bathroom.
So they.
I found her.
And I remember the door being right as the door was being broken off. It was a wooden door. They broke it down.
Oh, they broke the bathroom out?
And I was scorpioned over the toilet, all flat backwards. And I remember seeing 2 or 3 of my friends, and one of my friends looking at me going, "Oh my God, Ray! Oh my God!" And then that's the last thing I remember.
Wow, that's like a movie. That's like a kidnap movie. It's like Taken 4.
Until like roughly 24 hours later, I think. I think I came out of the coma.
Wait a minute. Okay, so as far as you can piece together what happened, they've now busted up the bathroom to get you out, which just pissed everybody off. Everyone hates you, by the way, because the girls who lined up, your friends are like, oh, what a blow-it case. Because I was this guy. I fell into a bonfire when I was 16. I was this person. So they took you home, and then what happened? And here's where the story goes sideways for me.
Well, they're looking for Wayne, the guy that gave me the drug. Wayne was like this guy I dated.
Right, because I think he should be responsible. The guy that gave you the thing that put you in this situation should be responsible.
Well, the other guy I was dating that Wayne didn't know about that was also out with us was the guy that found me in the bathroom stall. And so they want to get me home, but they want to find him because they don't know what to do. They've never used this drug before. Wayne was the one that brought it, whatever. So,
well, they found you. You said scorpion. That means your legs over your head, upside down on a toilet, man. I think you walk in on something like that. You're like, well, I'm out of my realm on this one.
Right.
I agree with that.
So
100%.
they're looking for Mr. Wolf. That's the situation.
We need the wolf.
They need the wolf because Marvin's head done been shot off. So they, I guess, propped me up because
that's 2 Pulp Fiction references in one podcast.
The manager knew me. Obviously, I was a club rat. And so and the door people, they all knew me, and the cops would hang out down there. So they propped me up in this chair because I was vomiting in coma. I was vomiting, and they had to keep me propped up.
Wow, the human body turned you like you were outgone, not
That's
aware.
how people die.
And they were,
because they choke on it. So they know to keep me up.
So you could have Jimi Hendrix.
And they formed like a barricade in front of me so that the cops coming in and out of the front door checking in would not see me. And they find Wayne because the door girl wouldn't let my friends take me out. They wanted him because they knew him. And so he, I guess, shows up. Fireman carries me to the car, tells my friends, don't worry about it. So they went back to dancing.
They put you in the car and they went dancing.
Oh, yeah. And I found out the next day because I woke up.
Now that we found her, let's reward ourselves with more dancing.
I found out the next day that they were so worried about me, including the guy that was dating me, that they danced until the club closed and then went to an after party.
Which guy that was dating you of the 2 that you happened to be dating at the time?
The one that was still at the club.
All right, I just want to be clear that you were dating 2 guys.
Slut! Thank you.
So he... This is terrible. So then they went to an after party, my friends that were so worried that saw me dying, and they partied until noon.
They locked you in the car like a 4-year-old in Texas?
They left like an elderly man in New Mexico.
There you go.
Wayne took me.
Wow.
So the next thing I know, I wake up like the next night, almost 24 hours later. And
seriously?
I am damp. My hair is damp.
Yeah, she was damp. Yeah, you needed a rape kit, I think.
My hair is damp, and I'm naked, and I'm rolled in this big, thick comforter thing, like a egg roll. It was weird, and I start saying, I'm like panicked because it's dark where I am. I don't know where I am.
And you can't move. You're wrapped up in something.
And Wayne is there. I'm in his house. I know his house. I realize, and he's stayed with me. He's with me, like watching me, whatever. I guess making sure that I'm breathing. And I guess what happened was he took me home. He put me in the bathtub. He gave me a bath. He washed my hair. Then he laid me on the bathroom floor and blew my hair dry on the bathroom floor, and then rolled me up and put me in bed, which I was always like, how like loving is that, right, Fetus? Fetus agrees. Like that, this guy.
Yeah, I got to tell you something, man.
Never left my side. He cleaned me. Like,
what did this dude do?
He blew my hair. He was.
What was his job, man?
At that time, he was in the military.
Yeah, what was his job in the military? Did he run any side businesses?
He did run a side business.
Mm-hmm. What was that side business, Max?
Drugs.
Uh-oh.
And his partner ended up going to Leavenworth.
See, now you just sensed it.
Yeah. By the way, what they did was they got your body ready to hide it and get all their fingerprints off it. That's what they did. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You bathed somebody, then blow dry their head, then roll them up in a blanket. That's how you put someone in the trunk of a car.
I always thought this was the sweetest story until I met the two of you.
Yo, if she died, she died. That's pretty much. Hey, we hope she live. We're going to wrap it because it goes both ways. You wake up, oh, you kept me, you cleaned me up and made me all warm. Or you die, you're ready to transport.
Until I met them, I never thought of that. And
the
excellent point to you is you're in a coma and you're vomiting, and they didn't take you to the hospital.
Right. Yeah, they didn't take you somewhere because they knew they were criminals. Where did she get this? No, they could have simply said, I don't know. We were dancing in the club. She disappeared. Next thing, whatever she got something from she could have just said she got something to dance on. But whatever was going on, I still to this day, I've heard the story a couple times now, and not as funny as you told it today, but I still to this day believe that they thought you were going to die and were ready to drop you off in the swamps of Louisiana.
Well, think about what if the door girl, I was just thinking about this, had let those other yahoos take me instead of Wayne. Because Wayne at least had dealt with this before and stuff.
Right.
But what if they had taken me? They would have just taken me like, what's that Weekend at Bernie's? They would have just taken me to the next house party, and I would be like on my back and dead.
Take some glow sticks to your hands, man. Move your arm around like you're dancing. So, yeah. Yo, man, feet has got on the Weekend at Bernie glasses, man.
Pretty funny, dude. So I still think to this day your friends were trying to avoid prosecution. It's a funny story. You have to sit down, write that story out in joke form, and tell that story, because it is one of those stories where it gets darker every time you tell. I go they, and then I didn't know this part, that the girl at the door knew something was horribly wrong and wouldn't let anyone else take you.
Yeah, she was protecting me.
And the club. Mm-hmm. Oh, and no, she wasn't protecting you. She was protecting the club.
They wanted to get me out of the club, and even though she was at risk by letting me be in there, she would not let them take me because she didn't know them, and she knew Wayne, and she knew that I came in with him and I was going to leave with him.
Right, and she knew he was the big drug dealer in town.
Yo, man, he was also in the military. Give the boy some credit.
Okay.
Served your country.
So by being inspired, so this one I say negative things can inspire just as good as positive things. The next day when you woke up, you quit doing drugs.
I had to find my asshole friends who were all sleeping off the party from the night before. Oh, we were so worried about you.
Yeah, we were so
wondering.
We were at we almost couldn't handle being at the after party. It was, I was at the after party. I didn't dance as well as I could have because I was worried about you. What? You what? Good friends.
Offbeat.
Good buddies. I know.
I was out. So
my glow sticks were just dimmer.
I called
just
them.
So you know that my glow sticks were dimmer.
They were flying them at half mast. So I called them up for a meeting, and I told him, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
What do you mean you called them for a meeting, like a drug meeting?
We all lived in the same building on top of each other in different places.
Oh, no.
In this old vintage hardware
It's like drug
building.
friends. Yeah. It's like felony friends.
But it's old hardware, so you could hear everything. It was hardwood floors and brick walls and stuff, and the main party place was right above my apartment.
Somebody told me that you might have died today. You did some drugs all night, and we all went away. Wrapped you in a carpet and hid your fingerprints.
Oh, come on, bring it home.
I can't think of anything. I tried. Look, you're lucky I got that far.
So I called a meeting and I said I can't do it anymore. And if you continue to do it, I can't be around you just because it's not where I want my life to go anymore, and I'm done. And they were like, yeah, you're right. We're inspired. We're going to change. This is great. I'm glad we're doing this together. And
we're all quitting drugs today.
The next night, and I never did that again. And the next night, round about 12:30 at night, 12:30. I heard clomp, 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 because they were all upstairs partying. I mean, I knew the sounds of partying. I heard ice being rubbed on someone's neck. I saw the glow of glow sticks.
Oh, man.
Laser pointers in the window.
So you can be inspired. Now you were negatively inspired by a horrible situation where you pretty much almost died. If you slept for 24 hours and they had you naked wrapped in a carpet, they didn't know you were going to make it.
I ended up getting, I think, 3 or 4 jobs. I finished college on my own dime because my dad had used many dimes that I did not make much positive use of, and I finished like within the next year and a half, I think.
Fear is a good inspiration. Fear is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I do comedy, because of fear of you. I have to pass you.
That is not.
I have to pass him whenever I come off stage, and I know.
Is this podcast admissible in court?
No, it is not.
I know that if I didn't do something like that you've talked to me about, or that I know better than, then I'm so screwed. So fear is a great motivator. Mm. And sometimes I do the I'll show you, which you just talked about the other day. Like in Dayton, you were like, blah, blah, and I was like, meh.
Yeah, I came out. She got off stage doing something after I told her 3 times not to do it. And she did it, and it didn't work again. And she was bummed out about her set. And instead of going, "It's okay," I went, "What the hell are you doing?" I sounded like Al Gore. Blah 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 blah. She said, "What are you doing yelling at me?" I said, "You're not my girlfriend. You're my opening act. Get on stage." And then, to her credit, she was inspired to go on stage and kill the next show because she wanted to stuff it up my ass. Pretty much.
I'm good at stuffing it up your ass.
You stop. Not on the podcast. Listen.
Yo, man, I don't know what just happened.
Today?
I don't know what just happened, but I did not like that at all, man.
I don't.
I just got a picture in my mind that is upsetting and oddly inspirational.
You know who believes in reincarnation? Lazy people. You're going to die. You're not coming back. Go and do it. Like, you get one shot. You don't get this back. Like, go do it. It's like, it's too bad that people have to have near-death experiences like I did or my mom is having to really think, what do I want to do with my life?
Yeah, so do me a favor, people. Get inspired to get inspired. Go out and find it. Wake up today and go, you know what, I'm going to find something. Because, man, this life, I'll tell you what, I'm a little older than most of you. I will tell you right now, this life does not go by slow.
Old people still kicking it.
Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
No, actually, I want to talk about this because Harry's.
Oh, that's right. We're doing Harry's.
Harry's.com. They love us, and they're advertising with us again.
No, we don't let many people advertise with us. We don't, we have the Mattress Guy and the Harry's Guy.
They sent us a Christmas card, or Christmas, as it were, and they said that they love us. Do you mean they didn't mean it?
No, the product's good. I'm just saying, no, the Christmas card, they meant it. I'm saying the product's good. We don't advertise for a lot of people if it's some crap thing.
Right, but you do agree that they love us.
I'm not going to do stamps.com.
Do you agree?
They love us, Harry.
You might do stamps.com.
Oh,
once I tell you.
I'd like to speak to Business Affairs. Business Affairs has shut me down. I have all to say up until Business Affairs gets involved.
Okay, so Harry's, we have talked about this. You guys already know that you can go to harrys.com and use promo code Titus, which looks like tits with you in the middle, Titus, and you get $5 off your first order. We happen to super duper love this product.
Yeah, they own their own factory, the blades they
Where's
make.
the factory?
It is in Germany. It's a factory in Germany. They make perfect razors. Don't move too fast or you will cut your head off.
That's it? That's all we get today? Fetus and I both sat forward on our chairs.
That's the calm German guy that knows he's built the best thing in the world and knows no one will ever beat what I've accomplished.
The reason that it's cheaper, a lot of our listeners already know this because we get huge response from this, is because they cut out the middleman. So here's the brilliance, speaking of being lazy, which I happen to be, is that they send it to your house. So you don't have to go to like CVS, which is like a lot of those are starting to smell funny. I don't know why. It's kind of stinky. So we're probably not going to take a CVS ad.
No.
Okay, good. But you go and you don't have to do that, and they just send it to your house. And you get that awesome box, which you can pick what you want in it. But
and it's only like $15, right?
That's the thing, and then you give it for gifts.
So what do you get in the box? You get the razor, the razor, which is kind of it's chrome, and then it's kind of
you can pick the razor, so it's
hefty, and then you get like you get 3 blades.
Yeah, you get the blades, and then you get either the cream or the gel, which I like the gel.
And I will tell you this, people, I've had a couple of them now. I ordered a bunch of them. I had 4 of them, and the blades last good, and the gel is good.
The gel is good on my legs,
but also like
and my nether regions.
Stop it.
See, now I'm back in. I was talking about blah, blah, razors now. Oh, you going to shave what?
So if you use this code Titus, like tits with you in the middle, then you get the whole month's supply for $10 off your first order.
You get $5 off.
You get $5 off.
And it comes in a cool box. It's a nice little setup. And if you want to just grab a couple of them,
shipping is free.
They're really good to give as gifts, man, because they're like it's a substantial little display thing. I dig it. So harrys.com, people, get those razors. That's HARRYS.com. Coupon code Titus. People ask us all the time, how do you spell that? Yo, shave your ass.
$5 off starter set.
Yo, man, don't try to speak back. Say it like this. Shave your ass.
Do you need to shave your ass?
I think it's just their new ad campaign I'm trying to shoot for.
Oh, so hey Harry's, we have a new ad campaign brought to you by Titus. What is it again?
It's shave your ass. Harrys.com. Shave your ass.
I love it.
All the hipsters. That'll get the hipsters involved. You know what? Golly, I should shave my ass. You're right.
Moving on, give me an intro.
And now, from sea to shining sea, ocean to ocean, lake to lake, and other bodies of water, plus continent to continent, and sometimes space. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News of the week.
Pennsylvania homeowner surprised to find man living upstairs.
What?
Wait, the dude was just living in the house and they didn't even know?
Yes, she's in her 80s, so cut her a frickin' break.
Yeah, man, the toilet just randomly flushed in the middle of the night. I don't know why.
She might not have heard it.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah.
She thought she was living alone. She was stunned to find that someone was living on her second floor. Prosecutors in Bedford County, Pennsylvania say that this lady, who is in her 80s, always stays on the first floor because she has difficulty moving around.
Mm-hmm.
When her daughter paid a visit, they saw something strange. And he was straight in the closet. They found him in the closet. He'd been living there for a month.
And he did nothing to the woman, and she just basically...
He was actually the boyfriend of the old lady's caretaker.
So there was an inside job.
He actually moved clothing and personal items in and had a gun on him just in case.
Yeah, because you never know when you need to shoot an old lady whose house you're living in.
I feel like if you can't hear well enough to know that someone is living in your house,
right,
it's time for a home.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's time to move down to Sunny Acres because if you
Why is it called Sunny Acres? Because it's never sunny.
No.
And there are
and
never
there's not
acres.
A lot of
It's
acres.
usually
It's a small
like
room.
A concrete cinder block apartment building
yes,
with dying rhododendrons in the front.
There's a courtyard with a fountain, but the fountain is empty or something's dying in it.
Yes. By the way, I have some stump fetus things, but we can do a couple.
Oh, we have to do a couple stump fetuses. Yeah.
Louisiana
Louis,
woman offers to...
Willie, let fetus sit down.
Louisiana
all right,
woman...
Great, man. Sorry. All right, yeah, go ahead, man.
They can share the mic.
All right,
sit on his
move
lap.
Back.
All right, man. Okay. All right, you go on the mic, man. You on the mic? Hey, you on the mic? Speak in the mic.
Yes.
All right, don't make any. Wait, speak, man.
Yes.
Oh, hold on, man. You too far away, man.
How about now?
There you go. Goddamn, man. Just move close to the goddamn mic. Damn. You know how this work, right? You went to school for this shit, right?
Allegedly.
Hey, back off. It's his first time on the mic, man. Relax.
Louisiana woman offers to lick cop's anus to
That
get
ain't a
out
penis,
of
man.
arrest.
You can get close. It's all right.
What just happened? What are you guys doing? Stop arguing. I can't believe it started. Like the first time they sit next to each other, it goes crazy. Stop.
I'm just saying, man.
What did you say about a penis?
I'll say, man, just because it looked like a penis don't mean you can't get close. That's not the first time I said that either.
You got to stop, man.
He looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
First of all, we've got him on the mic, and he doesn't like that at all.
No, at all. But he's got a podcast. He's
Louisiana woman offers to lick cop's anus to get out of arrest.
I heard this on the radio the other day. She went full out to this girl.
It's
she
a
didn't
felony public bribe.
Really?
That's another. Did you know that it's a
a
federal offense to offer to lick a cop's booty?
Isn't it grounds to put you in a mental facility? Also, I mean that she was going to get arrested, right? So tell me the story.
She was punching her boyfriend in the face.
She
when
was
they
beating
arrived.
she was beating her boyfriend's ass.
Yes.
Which right there, the story's great. No, is this
They
Florida?
were reading her Miranda rights.
Is this Florida?
Louisiana.
Oh,
Same.
okay, close, same.
While she was being read those rights, she told one of the responding officers that her boyfriend was a bitch and she had to beat his ass when he got in her face.
She sounds pretty.
When they cuffed her,
Doesn't
she
she
said,
sound-
"You can't take me to jail. I got a good job." Then she said, "If you won't take me to jail, I will get on my knees right now, Ossifer, and I will even lick your butthole."
You said her name was Miranda?
This is in Monroe, Louisiana. This is not far from where I had that incident that I just
Where
told
the people
of.
almost killed you?
Her name is Diane Thomas.
Wow.
Willie.
I love that both of them.
Yo, Diane, this is Willie Jello Johnson, man. Just want you to know there's always room
Oh
for
my
Jello.
gosh.
And I shave my asshole.
What?
With what do you shave it with?
Harris.com.
Razor.
Razor, that's right.
Use promo
Okay,
code
I'm not
Titus.
sure they want that commercial exactly. I'm not sure that's going to be their commercial. They're going to be
Shave your ass.
You'll never get. You'll never. This is. I'd like to say this is the last ad for Aries.com, but go ahead.
This mom has been accused of breastfeeding her child in the car with several other children, none of whom were seatbelted.
So what's the crime, that they weren't seatbelted? I mean, what, is there a law against breastfeeding? Is it distracted driving?
Well, first of all, the baby was drinking and driving. First of all,
Yeah. By the way,
Number
man,
one.
I think you can get a ticket for you were driving while someone was sucking on your titty.
her name is Katarina Thomas,
Of course, it was.
and she had. I forgot to tell you,
Right.
she's drunk. I forgot that part.
Wow, she's drunk, breastfeeding a baby with unbelted
By the way,
tits?
this is the
Wow.
multitasker of the week. She's driving.
No, this is...
She's drunk.
Douche of the week. You got a winner. We have a winner.
She's driving. She's drunk. She's in Florida. She has expired tags.
And
she
running a
has
daycare,
children
obviously.
bouncing around, not buckled into the seat.
Oh, my
And
God.
she is breastfeeding a 2-month-old who is also not belted in, obviously.
Did you say Florida?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Wow, this is definitely...
She told the deputy when he asked her to step out of the car, when they told her to get out of the car, she got out with a baby breastfeeding on one of her boobs.
Still on the nipple.
She told
Wow.
the guy that she had not been drinking, but that she had just eaten 4 hamburgers with whiskey on them.
What?
She has
Wow.
a 2-month-old, a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
She was eating whiskey burgers?
Yes.
Wow. Did that work?
No.
I think that how do cops not laugh? How do cops, like, because they have to be cops, right? They have to have some sort of, like, authority. How do they not laugh when someone says something like that to them? This is go, really? Seriously? You're under arrest. You get it, right? I would just burst out laughing.
I think they do, but I think there's also a point where they just get really tired. Like, think of how thick-skinned Florida cops have to be.
Right? Exactly. I
Like,
didn't even think about that. You're
no
right.
faith in humanity. Like, those guys probably need a hug. If you see a Florida cop,
Hug him.
give him a hug.
But let him know you're not hugging.
Yeah.
You're in Florida, so he may think you're trying to kill him or you're on drugs. So make sure you let him know, hey, man, I know you have a tough life. I'm hugging you because I was told to hug you.
I'm not offering to lick your butt.
Yeah, right, exactly, at all.
There comes a time.
When we heed a certain call.
Just gently stroke the back of his head while you sing that song. Sweep, God, sweep.
Yeah, you don't need to turn your lights on.
Turn your lights on.
Put on the red light. Do we have because we have a fetus? He's sitting
Let's
here.
move on to that. Cause
Yo, man, the dude sitting next to me there all the time. Man, you gonna ask him a question about Harry Potter? I wonder if I
I
could
got some
answer it.
questions. I got some questions.
All right, okay. Now this.
He says, I would like to go ahead and put this right
Wait.
out there, that he says that he's terrible with numbers, and some of these answers are number answers.
Yo, man, this is a stump feeder. This is a stump feeder. I'm gonna make sure this dude right next to me, man, can get. He said he a Harry Potter expert. Let's see how he got. All right, let's do this.
Okay, Tyler DePatis, the guy that you
Right.
got into the duel, the Harry Potter
There was a
duel,
Harry Potter
has
Twitter war.
submitted a question.
That guy's a bro.
Oh, he's a bro
He's a
now?
bro
That's
now.
cool.
So I feel like you might know the answer to this
Maybe.
one, but Tyler is asking it, so it could be more difficult.
Okay.
Who subbed for Hagrid?
Both times he was out in both Azkaban and Order of the Phoenix. That would be Professor Grubbly playing.
Oh!
Did he nail it? Yeah. Wow, you're a geek, bro.
Yo, man, that's super geek right there. That's crazy that you. By the way, you see a dude like a game show too. You see his eyes roll back a little bit, like he's and he got it. All right, let's go to another question. Let's see. Can we stump fetus or can we not stump fetus?
Lance Burrell. He says this is the ultimate stump fetus.
Oh, great.
In the beginning of the 6th Harry Potter book, it is stated that it has been unusually foggy. It then gives a reason for this change in weather.
Okay.
What is that reason?
Dementors are breeding.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, I'm scared. I'm not even impressed. I'm like, oh no, what have we got ourselves into with this dude?
Okay.
All right, let him do 3, man. See, that's 2. He got 2 out of 2. That's pretty good, man. All right, and now for the third stump fetus question.
Okay. How was Rita Skeeter, this is from Oscar, no last name, how was Rita Skeeter able to get the inside scoop on all of her stories?
She was an unregistered animagus.
Who discovered how she did it?
That'd be Hermione.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay. all
And
right.
how?
Harry gave her the idea because he said that she might be bugging, but of course electronics don't work in Hogwarts, and she caught her in a jar and knew it was her because she had her glasses kind of imprinted the design on the beetle the shiny spectacles.
He's like I'm holding this piece of paper that I printed from home.
He's reading it.
He's not reading it. He is saying almost exactly the answers.
All right, go back to your editing bay.
How many bones does Harry have to regrow in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Uh-oh.
Numbers.
Oh, man. Look like he's a little worried about this one.
I don't know.
206. No, that's
no. It's all the bones in his like left arm, I think. So what? I mean, I don't know how many bones are in my left arm. Maybe like.
So is it all the bones?
That's Amanda Bailey. I think Amanda Bailey may have stumped him.
Amanda Bailey, you may have stumped me with a stupid question.
All right, I got a last one,
mad.
and this one I feel like is very involved.
I think that maybe.
So was it his
Can I
left
guess?
arm?
Can I guess three?
Wrong.
Okay.
What was
There
it?
were a couple of number questions. How many husbands did Blaze Zabini's mother have?
7.
Oh, Chris Wells sent that in. That was good. He got a number one. You look so scared.
I am. It's weird. I guess you asked me that.
33 was the number
33.
of bones.
I mean, that was okay.
Oh, that's everything. That's his hand. That's his
7,
fingers.
he
everything.
knew that? Okay.
I knew it was all the bones. I just didn't know.
Gary Holland, who was just in Tempe, he says, what is the range of the sneakoscope in Mad Eye Moody's private office?
Wow. Oh my.
And what state was it in?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're about to stump Fetus on this one.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you.
I mean, I don't know the exact. Is it like a number, like a foot range, like a feet, or is it just in
A
general?
distance range.
A distance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's nearby, like near his office, and it was going off, but it's going to be consistently going off anyway because he said that children, there are a lot too many. Not like too many dishonest people in the castle, and he himself was dishonest because he actually wasn't. He was fake Mad Eye. Whatever. Okay, no one's listening to the Titus podcast to listen to me talk about Harry Potter. That's
what state
certain.
was it in?
So
Was it working order? Or?
I think he said it hasn't been working properly, so it must have been not working.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. That's it. Some feet. We're over.
I'm
It's
going to
good.
say Amanda Bailey stumped Fetus.
She did.
Okay. With the bone question.
Kudos, Amanda.
All right.
I tip my hat to you.
But still, man, your record's pretty good, man.
I'm actually really
Nah,
shocked.
go sit in your damn
I'm going to go back into my corner.
Go back in your corner,
You can
man.
have your
Do
seat
some
back,
edits.
Willie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want my damn seat back.
I can't believe that just happened.
I got to disinfect that microphone.
I can't believe that
That's
just
all right. He's
happened.
all right.
That was crazy.
Well, it's weird. Okay, so stump fetus. So we got, and that, it's weird. Questions like that. I guess everything you can ask. What's the top dead center? I mean, there's certain things you could ask that you would just go, it's kind
It's
of a gray
impossible.
area.
I actually did
Almost
bring in a couple that I was like, really? If the answer was longer than 3 paragraphs, it didn't come in.
And more you people,
Because you just asshole.
I just don't get the Harry Potter. I get the Harry Potter thing. We're all geeks on something, but man, does he know it well.
He knows it well.
It's crazy. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for listening to Titus Podcast today. By the way, if you're sitting there waiting to be inspired, it ain't going to happen. Go out and get inspired. Do something good.
Next weekend, our favorite place.
Yeah,
in the
Denver
world.
Comedy Works.
It's the Landmark Place, Comedy Works.
Mhm.
And it's June 4th through the 6th, Thursday through Saturday. Come
All
and
new
see
material?
us the weekend after, Brea.
Actually, I think the first time I broke in the first bit of the new show was Denver, and it's totally different now. So and now I have an hour of new material.
Yes.
Hour of new material. All right, guys, if you want to come get my DVDs, go to ChristopherTitus.com. We got them all for you. And the new one, Angry Pursuit of Happiness, is out. It's got 40 extra minutes that wasn't on Comedy Central. So if you saw it there, you didn't see it all. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. For myself, Bombshell, Willie, and the Fetus, later.
Peace out.
Jello. Yo, chill, man. Say something.
Bye.
I thought
Yo, man, you say
it was-
see ya, man.
See ya. Oh, my gosh.
We gotta do that again, man. That's pathetic what he just did. He can't ever get out that. He can't leave that room no more, man.
Okay, ready?
For myself, Bombshell Rae, Willie Jello Johnson, and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
Jello.
See ya.
There.
That's still pathetic.